Previously on Dodgers Blue Jays, a couple of ass beatings take place in Toronto, one by the Blue Jays, one by Pilates instructor Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who 2 days after pitching a complete game in Game 2, was also willing to come in and pitch in Game 3, a game that had people just entering college, graduating by the time it ended. You know Clayton Kershaw? This was him at the start of the game. This is him now. Feel old yet? Freddie Freeman does his thing. Dodgers take a 2-1 series lead, and up next in Game 4, that same guy who got on base 9 times in Game 3, yeah, he's starting Game 4.
But we got a game later today, all right? Hey, we got a game later today. We got a game later today.
Our starting pitcher was on base 9 times.
That's right.
So thank you for being here, subscribe or not. And if you have enjoyed the 49% elite humans, consider hitting that button if you like the videos. As big blow for the Jays for hopefully just this game. Probably for Game 5 too, but George Springer, he's out. That sucks. So up comes Nathan Lucas to lead off, pops the second pitch up to left. Kike fresh off the stripper pole. He worked the whole shift after those 18 innings. What can you say? Bro's a really hard blue-collar worker. He leans way over to make this catch. Then Shohei makes Vladdy Jr. look like just some dude dressing up as him for Halloween. 3-pitch strikeout. Well, bro, guess Bro's not doing anything tonight, at least not off Shohei. Jays did get a couple guys on after this, but Alejandro Kirk pops a ball up. Shutout first inning. This is Shohei getting ready to hit seconds after starting the game on the mound. Bro is literally playing Little League Baseball in the big leagues in the World Series. We had Justin Bieber in the stands for Game 3 rooting for his hometown Blue Jays. Now Shane Bieber takes the mound for the Blue Jays. I guess Canada just has the rights to that name. Damn, he walks Shohei to start the inning. The second strike was low. That's bad, but I guess if you're Shohei, it's like how catchers bite their tongue on bad calls when they're hitting, because it means, at least in theory, that they and their pitcher will also get those calls. Same as Shohei. He ends up walking anyway, but the next 3 hitters are set down. So shutout first inning for both pitchers. Next inning, Shohei now in cruise control. Pop up out number 1, then a couple weak grounders. This inning was basically just Shohei and Freddie practicing their chemistry. Freddie flips to Shohei, then Shohei flips to Freddie. What a duo. Now time for the Dodgers to do damage. Max Muncy walks. Tommy Titty smacks a ball up the middle. Muncy goes to third for Kike to drive him home. 1-0 Dodgers. Shohei gets Isaiah Kiner-Falefa out. Simple grounder to Edman, but then Nathan Lucas hammers a high fastball and a right for a base hit. Vladdy comes up for the second time. Shohei, at least according to the pitch tracking shit, threw 4 different pitches in this at-bat. First pitch slider, second pitch curveball, third pitch fastball that he fouls away, fourth pitch sweeper. I don't know if there's a true difference between the sweeper and slider. Vladdy don't care either way. He smacks this ball up and out for a 2-run home run. A home run worth $1.2 billion. If you combine the two, their contracts, Shohei's $700 million contract and Vladdy's $500 million contract, that's not even counting endorsements. So Blue Jays take the lead. Well, Shohei locked in after this. He gets the next 2 guys out, then strikes out the side in the 4th. Nasty. Next inning, another strikeout to begin the 5th before it was time to check in on the celebrities. We got a couple of blonde women, James Marsden, Austin Butler, Harry and Meghan. Oh, that's cute. But the real royalty I was here for was Tobey Maguire, the GOAT, and I'm not apologizing.
You want forgiveness? Get religion.
I'm convinced Nathan Lucas just wants me to keep saying his name. I'm going to take at least partial credit for how good he's been. Another base hit for him, but that's all. Shutout 5th inning for Shohei. Shutout 6th inning for Shohei. 1-2-3 6th inning for Shohei. Alejandro Kirk, sit your big ass down. So other than that, Vladdy pimp shot, he's going good. And for Shane, you're facing maybe the best lineup ever with the single greatest player ever. Obviously going to be tough to face, but never say never to a Bieber. Bro was matching Shohei up pretty much word for word, bar for bar. He only had 3 strikeouts his whole outing, but 2 of them were Ohtani, and the lack of strikeouts didn't really matter. He pitches into the 6th inning, giving up just that 1 run. In comes the bullpen, Mason Fluharty. Are Mason Fluharty, Eric Lauer, and Brendan Little not just the same guy? I'm like 60% joking. I mean, if they are, that's impressive to somehow make the world believe one man is actually 3 separate people. I'm not totally convinced, but anyway, this was impressive. He stops a potential big Dodger threat by getting Max Muncy out and striking Titties out. 7th inning, Shohei comes back out, and this was when the Jays went back in business. They took a couple innings off and returned here. Varsho leadoff hit, then Ernie Clement hammers a second pitch fastball, which was impressive. Somehow getting your hands in enough to hit this pitch this hard and this far. It's second and third, nobody out. Jay's trying to put this away. In comes Banda. Jimenez welcomes him into the game with a base hit, keeps the line moving. 3-1 Jays. Then Isaiah Kiner-Falefa hits a ball right at Muncy at third for 1 out, who throws to first for 2 and gets him, but on review, he's called safe. And this ends up being huge. If they got 2, that would have been huge for the Dodgers, but instead, it's huge for the Jays because, I mean, we don't know if Ty France's at-bat ends up going the same way, but assuming it did, which is kind of dumb to do, but let's assume it did, this inning would have ended with the game at 3-1. Instead, it's 4-1, and the Jays use this opportunity for more. Vladdy is intentionally put on. In comes Blake Trinan. Up comes Bo Bichette, who greets him with a shot over Kike's head and left. And other run scores. It's 5-1. Addison Barger says no, it's 6-1. This has really gotten away now. 4-run inning for Toronto. In comes Chris Bassett out of the Jays bullpen. 1-2-3 inning. He strikes out Alex Call, who entered the game as an offensive replacement, I'm pretty sure. I'm no Sherlock Holmes, but using the context clues that we have, he replaced Andy Pages in the lineup, who's been otherworldly bad this playoffs offensively, and only keeps starting because his defense is very good in center field. But runs are, of course, needed right now. You're down by 4 runs, but it ends in a punch-out anyway. 8th inning, Bassett still in. Mookie finally lines a ball. He didn't even hit this that well, but well enough for a hit. He's been popping up in maybe every at-bat this World Series so far, at least since the series got to LA. So good to see him finally get a hit here. He got one in Game 3 too, but anyway, it all goes for nothing. Bassett strikes Freddie out on 3 pitches, which that's kind of crazy, and then gets Will Smith to ground into an inning-ending double play. Jays didn't score in the 9th, but Vladdy shot a hit to right, his 26th hit of the playoffs. Bro is hitting about 420 right now, with an OPS over 1,300. He's also doubled his strikeout total with walks. Like, he has 5 strikeouts, all playoffs, and 10 walks. I guess something to take out of this postseason is how worth some of these contracts have been. Like, for the Dodgers, their expensive starting pitchers, including, of course, Yamamoto, Ohtani, have been beyond worth it. For the Jays, George Springer living up to his contract, Vladdy being worth every penny for what he's done in October alone. So that's cool. I mean, a lot of people might use this to be like, oh, it's unfair. The guys who pay the most money win. Well, I mean, there's a reason that these 2 teams are in the World Series and not all the other teams that have big contracts too. In fact, most big contracts end up aging very poorly. So guys like Ohtani and Vladdy, for how well their contracts are aging, that's actually kind of rare. And so anyway, this series is tied, meaning no matter what happens in Game 5, we're now guaranteed a game on Halloween, which will be Game 6 back in Canada. So for the first time, I think ever, we're going to have a Major League Baseball season start out of the United States and end out of the United States. The first games were in Japan, featuring the Dodgers and Cubs. Last game, or games, plural, will be in Canada, featuring the Dodgers again and the Blue Jays. I don't think the Cubs will be there. Maybe in spirit. Talk to you after Game 5. Love you. Bye.